Well, Galerie8 London is located in Hackney. It's in an art house building, which is sort of like a contemporary art centre in a way, because it has a gallery, restaurant, some residential and commercial units as well. It's located in Hackney, which means we have access to sort of a wonderful, vibrant scene of artists. I'm Singaporean personally, and like a lot of Singaporeans, you have to travel outside this sort of small city and island. And so I live in Hackney, London, and have met, I went to the Southeast Institute in London, and I've met just a lot of great artists and different people who I thought this was very interesting for me. And I just think the art scene here is very starting to be very vibrant. The Singapore government has put in a lot of resources into making sure that culture is at its top best here. And I found that a lot of Singaporeans come and they visit galleries in London, and Yaric Petrovski, who's one of the artists that you see in the background, as well as some of the other artists, have created quite a sensation with them. And there are a few people who have said to me, it'd be so great if you bring your artists here. Just with the interest, I've decided to come back. It's also my home. It's something you feel sort of responsible, you feel culturally responsible. I'd like to get involved with students here, with a bit of the academic scene. Well, I think there were a lot of sort of commercial galleries in the beginning, and of course Chinese sort of modern galleries. And right now I think the scene's transformed a lot more to be a bit more edgy, a little bit more contemporary. The Singapore government, the museum is also, they have a new national art gallery that they're building in 2015, I believe, and that promises to be quite exciting. So there are a lot of younger artists as well, who you probably see around, even though it's a private view. For collectors and such, and I think it's becoming more and more open-minded here, and they definitely have capacity to look at different artists from the East and West as well. One of the reasons why I participated in Art Stage Singapore was definitely to be a sort of foot in the door, or trying to sort of test the scene in Singapore. I think it's very promising. We've obviously invested a lot to come to the fair, so I do see I'm very positive about the whole thing, even though it's just started. Yes, I do look to expand here in a year or two. We don't have a specific medium, so it's across film, sculpture, painting, and it's been quite organic in that a lot of them explore the notions of history and memory, and also very important to me, and maybe it's because I'm a little bit old-fashioned, they have, and I do think that really well-crafted objects or really crafted, even films, if you can call that objects a medium, they really stand the test of time in the end. And I do like that a lot of these artists have conceptual sort of notions in their art, but also are very well-made pieces of art. I tried very much to bring for Yaric Petrovski. Yaric Petrovski is an artist. He's born in Poland, but he works a lot in Munich. He's actually done a residency in our building in the art house because he creates sort of large-scale installations. Yaric's work is quite interesting for me because he was classically trained, so he makes paintings and pastels, and so these are some of the pastels he's made, for example, and he did cutouts, which you see in the other gallery, which are sort of the balance of the pastels. So where it is creating a complexity by adding onto the paper, there is something. It's interesting how there's also a complexity in taking away or cutting out layers. Yaric also, with the cutouts, he's very interested in patterns and shapes, and he collects just lots and lots and lots of designs and patterns online, everywhere, in books, and he'll sketch them out and then project them onto the cutouts, and then he cuts them out. His recent cutouts even have splashes of water where he'll cut out from there. And then there's a lot when the pieces sort of, he composes shapes out of all the he composes a piece out of all the designs and patterns. And when that's done, he actually does a bit of freehand cutting. And I find that quite, not romantic, but quite persistent to still hand cut works, although everybody else kind of works in laser or, you know, there's something about this painstakingly spending or wasting time in a way. I've also brought here his sketches and drawings. He's really interested with the pastels and these drawings. He's made a series of children, the children of the royal family, and I think it's very much his interest of that moment or that process where children are conditioned to be an adult. So he's the reason that the interest in the royalty is them in their costume or them with their weapons, and you know, you kind of see that anxiety in the face that they've drawn in.